Alright, Windbreaker chapter 218 is finally, and honestly, this chapter was a lot more emotional than I expected. The chapter opens with a shot of the moon, immediately reminding us of the final moments from chapter 217. That's when Sue said that some things are better left unknown before the scene shifted over to Sakura. Now, I still don't believe that Sue is some cold-hearted villain. Everything we've seen so far makes it look like he's trying to protect the people around him, even if his methods are questionable. But that's gonna be a discussion for another video. For now, let's jump straight into chapter 218. The first thing we learn is that the conversation between Bofurin and Endo has already ended. Everyone has returned to Kotoa's restaurant. Well, almost everyone. Sakura is missing. Since in the previous chapter we did not get to see how the discussion between Endo and the others did end, the chapter does give us a brief look back at what happened. And it's immediately clear that Sakura has absolutely no idea how to process everything he's just learned. Despite everything, Sakura still thanks Endo for revealing the truth about Sue. And Endo's reaction is exactly what you would expect from Endo. At the same time, Nirei tries to stop Sakura from leaving, but Sakura doesn't even respond. He simply walks away, carrying all those emotions with him. The expression on his face says more than words ever could. After Sakura leaves, Endo decides that there is no reason for him to stay either. Sakura was the entire reason he showed up in the first place, so just a casual Endo move. Meanwhile, Chika casually asks Umemiya if he wants to play a round of table tennis, which is honestly one of the funniest moments in the chapter, considering everything that's happening. But then we get what I believe is one of the most important panels in the entire chapter, Sugishita. For the first time in a while we see a visible reaction from him. He doesn't look satisfied, he doesn't look calm, he looks more frustrated. He looks like he's very frustrated about these situations as well. And trust me, this becomes very important later on. And now we are back at Kotoa's restaurant. Everyone is trying to figure out where Sakura went. That's when Kotoa says something that perfectly summarizes the whole situation. She said this might be the first time he's experienced pain like this. And honestly, she was absolutely right. Sakura has gone through a lot of pain in his life. Rejection, loneliness, growing up without a real place to belong. But this is different, because Sue wasn't just some classmate or casual friend, he became a real part of Sakura's life. For someone who never really had a family, Bofurin became exactly that, a family, a place where he was accepted for who he is. And Sue was one of the people who helped to build up that feeling. So when a person like that suddenly leaves your life, it's hard to even imagine the pain Sakura must be going through right now. And that's exactly why Umemiya steps in. As the leader, he tells everyone to stop focusing on Sue for a moment. Right now, the person who needs help is Sakura. They need to look out for him and be there for him when he needs them the most. The conversation at the restaurant comes to an end, but before that scene finishes, we get one very important panel, Sugishita. And once again, he doesn't look satisfied at all. But now we are back at the Bofurin, and the plan is pretty simple. Kiryu, Taiga and Nirei are supposed to keep an eye on Sakura and make sure he is okay. But then, a very unexpected person does appear, Momishikawa, a character we haven't seen for quite a while. After hearing the news about Sue and everything that happened, he immediately comes to Bofurin. Not because someone asked him, not because he had to, but because he was worried. He wanted to be there for Sakura as well. And honestly, that's what real friends do. When he arrives, he learns that Sakura isn't even at school. So without hesitation, he decides to visit Sakura at home instead. And then we get one of my favorite moments in this entire chapter. The whole class wants to go too. Everyone. They all want to check on Sakura. At first glance, it might seem like a simple wholesome scene, but trust me, there is so much more behind it than most people realize. But we'll get back to it in a second. Of course, they quickly realize that showing up with 20 people roundabout at Sakura's apartment probably isn't the best idea. So the plan does become simple. Nirei and Momishikawa will go together. But remember what I said at the beginning of the video. Something completely unexpected happens. Sugishita stands up, and for the first time he personally volunteers to go see Sakura himself. And that's what makes this moment so special. Throughout the entire series, Sugishita has always been the quiet guy, the one who keeps his emotions hidden, the one who usually does things his own way. But here, for the first time, we are seeing him openly concerned about someone else. That's not Umemiya. And that someone is Sakura, which makes this scene even more powerful when you remember where Sakura did start. At the beginning of the story, he had nothing. No family, no friends, no place to belong. He was completely alone. But look at him now. He's only been gone from school for a single day. An entire school wants to help him. An entire school cares about him. And to me, That's the true message of this chapter. No matter when, no matter where, no matter how difficult things may seem, one day you will find a place where you belong. And that's exactly just what Sakura is witnessing right now in the story of Windbreaker. And also with that beautiful scene, the chapter does come to an end. Personally, I can't wait for the next one. I really want to see how Sakura is feeling right now and how Sugishita is going to react once the two of them finally have that conversation. How do you think Sakura is doing right now? And what role will Sugishita play in the next chapter? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And now see you next time. Your Zaci. Goodbye.